fishing gear is important in tournament angling, but there's one other piece of equipment that is probably more important than anything, and that's electronics. Now, I see you're running a Lowrance HCS Live 12. Now, what has stood out to me today is the way that you have the screen set up, and I'll zoom in a second. You have it shaded for, I think it's 1 feet increments. Tell us about how you set it up and what you're looking for when you're bass fishing like that.
Yeah, so I normally set it up in about 5 feet increments, and so that way it really highlights some of the slightly different areas when you're only talking a few feet difference. And I normally shade it in sort of orange, red to orange. So as you get shallower, you know, it goes more red, and then I prefer to sort of go to orange and sort of yellow, and then as it starts to go deeper, it goes off into sort of light green and blue. That's my preference, obviously. And then you can sort of see, so today, this morning, when we've been sort of fishing, we've been kind of catching the fish sort of on the edges of these little gullies, and these are little areas I believe that some of those fish will travel through, and then obviously go up into that shallower area to fish, to sort of feed. So so yeah, very important. I do that. I use it like that. And then I personally like a 3 screen. So I have my side imaging, my traditional sonar, your down imaging there, and then the mapping on that side. And I do that so because these ones here to me are not as critical. I just like to know what depth I'm in and if there's fish underneath me. And then on my side imaging, I'm mainly looking for weed beds, obviously trees. You can see here there's a couple of fish swimming through here, and then obviously I use all 3 in relation to each other and to calculate all the data I need to sort of know where I'm throwing and look at those drop-offs and take those educated guesses on where I'm chucking.
So this morning we were fishing the spinnerbaits in 14 to 16 feet of water roughly. One of the things you taught me was around adjusting to the depth.
Yep. And
how to do that. Do you want to explain that to us?
So yeah, I mean, a combination of obviously using your sounder for your depth, and then looking at the side imaging, which is important to find that weed edge. And then I just normally, you know, start off by, you know, throw it in, give it a count, 3 to 5, give it a crank, see what happens. And then, so you're always kind of testing the depth, and I would always try to go to the bottom in those shallower, what do you call it, flats, because obviously straight off the bottom is pretty good, so for me. So but yeah, I think it's important to understand where your lure is and gauge that, and I do that by just changing up the time that I let it sink, and then, you know, and then gauge that and use the sounder as well.
Different weights. If you found like a shallower bite, you might go to like we're running 1/2 ounce today, you might go to a 3/8 or even potentially lighter, 1/4 ounce, or do you sort of just go with confidence and just through the speed of the wind?
Yeah, on spinnerbaits I just stick with 1/2 ounce and just adjust the wind, or and generally the retrieve, because you can pretty much run a 1/2 ounce in 10 foot of water anyway. Like, it's not that you can get through that. I think the sink rate's good.